Now the World Cup quarterfinals get underway today. Football giants Brazil and Holland slugging it out in Port Elizabeth. But as Rachel Brookes reports, there's two mouth-watering clashes to look forward to in Johannesburg as well.
Soccer City, Johannesburg, the scene of tonight's quarter-final between Uruguay and Ghana. The latter hoping to avenge Uruguay's victory over Bafana and give the host continent something to cheer about. Meanwhile, Holland take on Brazil in Port Elizabeth. Holland have earned themselves plenty of new fans with their style of play, but Brazil remain the tournament favourites. So what's the professional view?
Very, very difficult to know for sure, but my favourites are Brazil, who I think are going to beat Holland.
Well, come Saturday night, over 55,000 fans will pack into Ellis Park Stadium to watch Paraguay take on Spain. Paraguay through thanks to that penalty shootout win over Japan, and Spain finally finding some of that pre-tournament form in their win over Portugal. Elsewhere, Argentina will take on Germany in Cape Town. The two big guns battle it out. So what's the expert view on that?
Argentina verfolgt, das sind lauter richtige Profis drin und
I think Argentina, they've got great players in their squad, all cool, calm and collected.
At stake, the glory of the last four and a minimum prize fund of $20 million.
Let's take you live to South Africa now. Rachel is there for us. Rachel, we've had a couple of days off. Everyone must be raring to go tonight.
Yes, certainly, Mark, they are. And I can tell you the chant has changed here in South Africa from Bafana to Bagana as the whole nation gets behind Ghana. The whole continent, in fact, gets behind them as the last African nation in the tournament. Some good news too. Asamoah Gyan and Kevin Prince Boateng both look like they'll be fit to start the match against Uruguay tonight. Elsewhere, Holland take on Brazil, of course, in Port Elizabeth this afternoon. Brazil have got some problems. Elano is out injured. Felipe Melo and Julio Baptista are also doubts to make that match. Meanwhile, Ramirez is suspended. So Coach Dunga has some changes to make to that team, which could help the Netherlands. Of course, they haven't lost a match in 2010. They've won all of their games. They're on a 23-game unbeaten run right now. But their captain, Giovanni van Bronckhorst, knows to win the World Cup, you do have to beat the very best.
We want to win the World Cup, and that means that we have to beat Brazil. You know, we're confident, but we're playing against a great team. But still, football is played for 90 minutes or longer, and even penalties. But we will go out tomorrow and do everything to win the game.
Well, Paraguay take on Spain tomorrow evening at Ellis Park here in Johannesburg. And if Paraguay get through, that'll be the first time they've ever made the semi-finals of the World Cup. Spain have it all to do. David Villa may be scoring goals for them, but the performances haven't really followed so far. And elsewhere, Argentina take on Germany, of course, in Cape Town. The big match. Germany, well, their captain said England wasn't a big game for them, wasn't good enough competition. Argentina will certainly prove to be. Lionel Messi at 27 shots on goal so far, but not one of them has found the back of the net. So he'll be hoping to change that tonight. But the German captain knows that they'll have to beat a very good Argentina side to get through.
Now the big five are awaiting us, and it would be fantastic if we could say after the game that we finally won against one of the big names. Argentina, Brazil and Spain are definitely bigger opponents than, for example, England.
Well, that's it. The quarterfinals are lining up very nicely for us. By the end of this weekend, two very big footballing nations will have gone home.